Welcome back to Relics of Aurelia. Okay, real quick before we get started. It turns out I did miss some things. I don't know if I was just tired and wasn't paying attention or what, but first off, I was mentioning that I hadn't found the tablets explaining what these bosses are, or what their weaknesses are. I was wrong, I just wasn't paying attention to what their names were. Same with the chimeras, actually. They're not called chimeras, they're called chimes, and we've definitely heard of those things. So, from what I know, this is the Majesta, this is the Sandesteron, and then the chimera things are the chimes, and we actually do have notes for all of those. So first up, the chimes have strong physical defense but low evasion, and use both magical and physical attacks. Now, my initial thought with this was maybe magic would have been the weakness to kill it, but when you think about it, okay, strong physical defense but low evasion, to me sounds like its weakness is low evasion. Magic has perfect accuracy, so you don't have to worry about evasion with magic. But if we can find something that gives us overwhelming physical attack, it's not going to be able to avoid it very well. So if we can overwhelm its defense, then maybe that actually is the solution. So it may be that greatsword that we found actually was the intended way to beat those monsters. The only issue I take with that is how difficult that greatsword was to find, to the point where I don't think we were supposed to get it quite so early. I don't think we were supposed to be in that fire cave, because we were taking damage just being in there. And if we'd gotten into even a single encounter, it would have gone badly. So maybe we did find the intentional way to actually beat those monsters, but I don't think we found it as early as we were actually supposed to. Or I think we found it earlier than we were supposed to. Now, okay, there's an entire area we have yet to discover and explore that was available to us, and I just missed it. And maybe there's something there that makes getting that sword a little easier, so we'll explore that and find out. But if we were supposed to get that greatsword that way, I don't think the environmental damage was a good touch, because that, to me, says to the player, don't go here. This is dangerous, you're not supposed to be here yet. Find something to help you survive this place first. But we'll explore a couple more areas, see if we can find anything that would normally help us deal with that cave, and then we'll determine whether or not that's a good design or not. However, okay, the bird is the Majesta. It is immune to magical attacks and has high physical evasion but low HP. So, if it's immune to magic, this awkward headband boosts our hit rate. I would like to see by how much. This sword lowers our hit rate, so I think what I'm going to do is equip the flail. And we're just going to stick with that. We're just going to go the headband and all our normal gear, because if it's got low HP but just high evasion and is immune to magic, then what that tells me is boost our accuracy and hit it with something physical, and maybe all we need is a single hit to take it down. So let's just see what we can do. Now, here's the other thing. I didn't know the name of this creature because from what I can tell, the only time it shows up is when you are selecting it as an attack target. This is how I found out that the name of this bird was a Majesta. It would be a little bit nice if there was some other way to identify its name, because it's really easy to skip through that and not recognize that the name is actually displayed there. Oh, okay, I have boosted accuracy. Okay, well, we're gonna try this and see if this goes through or not. But yeah, even if, like, underneath the character sprite, if it showed, like, the name of what you're fighting or something, or when it first appears, it says, like, a Majesta appeared, then that may make that just a little bit clearer to the player. Oh, nice. Okay, we got it. We got it. That's... Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, that thing wasn't as bad as I thought then. It was a little bit frustrating just because I didn't realize that that was the Majesta. We had come across the note for it, I just didn't realize it. So, that's partly on me for not paying attention, but I do think that really emphasizing to the player what the name of a monster is when you get into that encounter or approach it is important, for the simple reason that if you don't, like, all these notes are referring to monsters by their name. So if the player can easily skip over a monster's name without even really realizing what they're fighting, yeah, there's got to be a good way to make that a little bit more clear to the player. That is on me for not paying close enough attention, but I'm not going to let the game off the hook too easily as well. Like, something really important like that, I think just could be communicated a little bit better. I'm not sure what the answer is to that. It could quite literally just be as simple as, when we get into an encounter like this, a window appears saying, you know, this enemy appeared, you know, and if it's specifically a boss, if it's the first time you're encountering it, there could even be like a battle event that plays the first time you encounter it, where Makoto says something like, oh, I have a note about this, or oh, I don't know what this thing is, but like highlights the fact that it's the name of a thing. Yeah, I don't know, just thoughts. But yeah, I think just a little more emphasis on a critical piece of information like that would be appreciated. Sorry, 1 second here. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I did not want to sneeze directly into the microphone. My apologies. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to the place that... So, this path here, I was reviewing the footage and I realized, oh, I pointed out this path and we never went here. So let's check this place out and see what we can find here. And, ooh, this is pretty ominous. Yeah, let's start by fighting this enemy. Oh, just bats. Okay. Yeah, and we'll explore this area, see what we can find. Maybe we'll be able to find a item of some sort that would help us survive that fire cave. Maybe not. I really have no idea. We're gonna find out. Okay. Looks like we can maybe enter the grass path from the building, which would then lead to that chest. Those chests, plural. Okay, and we got a enemy of some kind here. Oh, heal spot, perfect. No, I do not want to save. Okay, okay. Before we interact with that thing. Okay. Yeah, we'll take on all the enemies just so they're out of the way. Okay. Royal Bones has high physical defense and will constantly use a high physical damage triple attack. High physical defense, so my first thought is magic, but maybe not. Maybe I just need to overwhelm that defense with high physical strength. And will constantly use a high physical damage triple attack. So I definitely need to buff my defense more importantly than anything else. That is critical. Is this a Royal Bones? Or is this... I don't know. First up, let's heal. And let's save, and let's take a quick look here. A ghostly figure radiating magical energy floats before you. Ghostly figure. Do we have any notes on ghosts? We have a grim ghost. Let's see. Has a devastatingly powerful magical attack it will only use once. Devastatingly powerful magical attack that it will only use once. Defense, but it keeps the sun out of your eyes. Ah, what if we did the diadem? I don't know. Maybe. The diadem, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, grants a spell that blinds enemies, not silences. We might not be capable of taking this thing down. But, well, now hold on, here's a thought. What if we went with the heavy shield? It reduces our attack, but gives us a lot of health. Oh, I can't pair that with the glass shield. That would be great if I could get increased health and health regen. And then here, we'll go with the awkward headband and the hulking greatsword. That'll offset the damage penalty. Well, let's give that a try. Maybe we just need to have enough health to be able to survive that attack. Let's see what we can do. I didn't even actually check if this is the Grim Ghost. Chaos Rain. I'm guessing it is. Whew, okay, that hit pretty hard. It is in fact the Grim Ghost. But we were able to survive it, and I don't think we would have been able to without that shield. And it doesn't look like it does a ton of damage, so we may be able to use potions to keep ourselves alive now. And honestly, we might not even need the potions. I think this might work. We were able to survive the attack, so that's fantastic. Nice, okay. My initial intuition would have been increase our magic defense, but or find a silencing ability, but you know what, that works. There was nothing wrong with that particular solution. So, let's go back to... I think we're gonna stick with the awkward headband hulking greatsword combo. That seems to be working pretty good. Alright, let's explore this manor. Let's see. Okay, this looks like it might be the way out to that garden. Yep. Okay. Let's go see what's in these chests. A key. A pirate key. Okay. And an ancient tome. Recipe book for a barbarian garb. Nice. Okay. I could see removing or offsetting the curses of some of these relics being a viable solution to some puzzles as well. The door is locked. I have a key. Can I use it? No? No? An old key that takes on the shape of a mariner. Okay. Okay. Another key. The queen key. Okay, I'm guessing we need to find keys that open various doors around here. The door's locked. That thing's not moving. Well, let's just fight it. Ooh. Okay, alright. Doesn't hit too hard, but it hits a lot. There we go, good. Yeah, that great sword with the headband's a nice combo. Violet focus. Is that a fireplace or a... okay, yeah, I think it's a fireplace. Use the queen key to unlock the door. Okay, yep, so that's what we gotta do. We gotta find the keys that open various doors around here. And I'm willing to bet that's gonna lead us to a fairly powerful relic. A canvas tightly rolled around some poles. One tent, okay. Now what are the tents used for? I'm assuming they're kind of like portable rest spots, which rest spots have not exactly been difficult to find. Flower key, alright. So I'm not entirely sure how useful that will be. Oh, I see. Okay, so the pirate key opened the door flanked by pirates. The queen key opened the door flanked by queens. That one doesn't really have any specific portraits surrounding it, but that one's got a flower next to it, so we'll use the flower key here, yeah. Potion. Let's see. Another key. The wine cellar key, okay. Is that this one? Yes, it is. Okay. A broken locket. Oh, that's the cracked locket. Okay, so the cracked locket, that, like, restores your MP every turn, but... what does it do again? Lowers your physical and magical attack damage, but refills your MP completely every turn. So I could see that being useful if maybe you have, like, status-afflicting spells. Like a poison spell or something would be kind of cool. Because then you... It doesn't really matter then how strong your magical attack is, if you can still use that spell to win a battle. I think that's all there is here. Okay, so still haven't found anything to offset the fire damage in that cavern. So I don't know if there's another solution to that place, but as far as I'm aware, now we actually have explored everywhere that we can. Oh, wait a sec, hold on. Have we been up here? Yeah, this is like a town or something, isn't it? Oh, no, right, I remember that place. That's where he found the, I think the wooden helm. Well, I guess we haven't fought off this thing yet, so let's see what, maybe once we fight past this thing, that'll reveal how to get through that fire cave. Okay, so this is the Sandesteron. Sandesteron is immune to magical attacks, okay, so physical. Has high physical defense and high evasion, but only has 25 HP. High physical defense, so I am probably going to need to use the greatsword. And high evasion, though. So... just give it the best shot I can with what I currently have equipped. I don't know if my hit rate's going to be high enough to take this thing out. Okay, no, I can hit it, and I can do some damage. Only 25 HP. So, 2 more of those hits ought to do the trick. If I can nail it. If I can't, I may need to look at upgrading. See, now here's the thing. I would have to have the greatsword to get past this guy as well. we got him. Okay, well, let's, this is nice. Let's check this place out. That looks like an impending doom. What is the impending doom again? Right, tries to poison every turn. Or not every turn, but tries to poison us. So we'll go with the wooden helm, unbalanced flail. Yep. Oh, you know what? I should have equipped the bulky cuirass, because this guy hits physically when he's not trying to poison. And then that would save us on our healing items. Did we save before we bought this thing? I don't think we did. Okay. Can you try your poison attack, please? Because, that's not, There we go. Should be able to take another hit. Jeez, dude, use the poison attack, please. Oh, no, that's not what I... Oh, shoot. I went to go use an item, and I went to escape instead. Shoot, when was the last save? Did I save right in front of him? Oh, no, I saved in front of this guy. Okay, well, we'll do this again. Oh, okay, now I just feel like I'm a bit of a victim of RNG here. Now, a thought that occurs to me is maybe I can offset the curse of the sword to improve its accuracy. Doesn't look like it's terribly necessary, but... yeah, that may be the intended solution for that. Is not necessarily finding the right relic, but offsetting the curse of one of your existing relics. Okay, now that we're here... Alright, unbalanced flail. We're actually going to go with the... no, not the heavy shield. The wooden helm and the bulky cuirass. Alright. Oh, I should have saved. Ah, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure we'll take this guy out, no problem now. I just got to be a little more careful with my menu selections. Yeah, that bulky cuirass definitely helps. We only take like a third of the damage we were taking before, even if we only have half the health. And because that doesn't affect how much the potions heal us, one potion will fully heal us and we don't have to worry about using the potion every second turn or anything. Should be good for one more attack. There we go, Poison Tail. Yes, please do that more. For a signature move, you don't really use it very often. Okay, item, large potion. There we go. And back to good health. Okay. Haven't taken him out yet. Good, yep, Poison Tail, attack. Wow, with a crit, still haven't taken this thing out. Jeez, how much health do you have? Is this thing tougher than the one I fought before? Well, it's done now, so... Okay, layered armor, glass shields, back to the leather helmet. Actually, no, awkward headband, hulking greatsword. There we go. Use the glass shield to top up our health a bit. Okay, no environmental damage in the cold cave. potion, okay. I'm honestly thinking we might just sell those at the next town we get to. Because I don't think we really need too many of them. Maybe I should go this way first. A long crooked blade with an ornate handle, a crooked saber. Now is that the thing that poisons? Lowers MP by 98 but adds poison damage to attacks. Yes. Okay. So basically prevents you from being able to use magic altogether. Uh-oh. Oh, it's just slimes. But adding poison to attacks might be a nice touch, especially if we can find ways to... Like, I don't know if you need to actually inflict some damage to apply poison, or if you can do that without inflicting damage, because if you can, then we might not actually need to worry about our physical attack, and we could probably come up with some good combinations for that. Okay, that sums up that cave. What a delightful snowman. Okay, so... I get the feeling this is a village. It is. The town of Zelia. Check out my snowman. I worked all week on him. All week? Jeez, okay. Beautiful winter's day. The snow is fresh, but the sun is out for making for the perfect time to do a bit of weeding. What kind of weeds grow in the middle of winter? I don't know. Here for the festivities. We'll be exchanging gifts at the inn in a few days. Feel free to participate even if you didn't prepare anything. Artier has made sure we have enough to go around. Well, that's very generous of him. Alright, let's check the shop. Or the house. I love this time of year. Everyone gathers around the town square drinking cocoa, taking in the starry night sky, and exchanging gifts in the spirit of Artier. Are we gonna finally get to meet Artier? Perhaps. Mom and Dad have been working so hard to make sure me and Sis have a memorable holiday. Can't wait to surprise them with the presents me and Sis have been making. Welcome to Zelia. What a great time to visit. Okay. Ooh, big house. Enjoy the festivities, but be careful traveling any further north. Legends tell of a frigid lich that patrols the area near the abandoned fort. Okay. Might need to find some more information about that thing before we go take it on. I don't know if we've found a note for that. Let's take a look. Frigid lich. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Alright. We got an item shop here. You know what? Let's, what have you got? Recipe for the heavy shield. I'll buy that. And you know what? Oh, we get to see what this tent does. Fully restore HP, MP, and cures all ailments, but can only be used outside of battle. Yeah, kind of thought so. I have not used a single potion, so I'm gonna sell them all. It's a good chunk of change. I may buy some more large potions, though. We're gonna keep all our crafting items, because... Whoa, wait a sec. Yeah, we're gonna keep all our crafting items. You know what? Actually, 5 large potions should be enough. I don't think we need any more than that. Another potion. I'm trying to get rid of those. Okay, well, I'll start saving them up again and then sell them again when we get to a different shop. I'm guessing you're going to ask me if I want to stay the night, and I do not. Zelia's meat pies are famous all over Aurelia. I'm so excited to finally try one. Finally got my armor board for clearing some bats in a cave. Can't wait to spend it on gifts for the holiday, but maybe I'll treat myself to a pie first. Welcome, sit anywhere you like. Okay. I would like to sit somewhere that is not in this building. saving up for months to be able to afford the honeymoon suite while visiting Zelia during the holidays. Worth every last orm. Are you just gonna offer me a... Oh, hunt... No, I didn't want to... No, fine. Okay, well... We're not exactly short on money. Okay. Have we been inside that house? I think so. Maybe not. One day I'll be a great warrior like Artyr. No monster will dare try to stand in the way of the medicine transports when I'm around. It's hard to find out what to wear in weather like this. The sun is pleasant, but the air is crisp. Alright. So they said don't go further north. It doesn't look like we can leave the village from the north. Huh. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to go behind the house like that. Maybe? I don't know. Might just be a collision thing. Not a huge deal. I think that's... Yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is for this village. So, let's, no tablets, eh? Okay. Okay. Prince Renault IV goes by many titles, including the Scholar, the Recluse, and the Voidwalker. Huh. Okay. So we have a note for the Recluse, the Voidwalker, and the Scholar. So... Oh, that kind of explains why these notes are so bare bones, and they don't really have much more to them. So his high magic defense will silence you to prevent you from casting magic, and is so nimble that not even a relic weapon will be able to physically strike him. So, prevents me from using magic, and even if I can, it's got high magic defense, so I would need to have overwhelmingly high magic power. And a relic weapon can't even hit him. Here's a question. Is this a relic weapon? The flail? It doesn't really have an effect. Maybe that's just a normal thing. Maybe that... It says not even a relic weapon can hit him, so I'm assuming that something of a lower quality is not going to be any more useful. Okay. Don't lose hope. There's a statue of Artyr up ahead. Could you imagine how powerful he'd be if he wasn't constantly sharing strength with us lower rank adventurers? The statue of a great warrior somehow seems to be radiating pure hope. And all the rest. Okay. Oh, a bit sleepy. Alright, what do we got? An ancient mage stands between you and your destination. Let's see what this thing is. The Frigid Lich. Okay. Huh. Okay, well I'm doing good damage and it doesn't seem to be hurting me too bad. Maybe this will be easier than I thought. The glass shield is helping though, if he's focusing purely on magic. It would have been nice if I could have found a note about this thing before just kind of pummeling away at it. I mostly just wanted to see what its name was. But it looks like I might actually not have too tough of a time defeating it. Although it's got quite a lot of health. Should be able to survive one more hit. Okay, now I will use a large potion. Sorry, just distracted. Okay, this thing's got a ton of health. Maybe I'm not supposed to be fighting this thing right now, but I don't seem to be struggling too much, so... Wow, yeah, lots of health. Holy smokes. Yeah, if not for some potions, we wouldn't stand a chance. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is just to make this a little bit of a battle of attrition. Excuse me. Okay, am I missing something? Either this thing has a ridiculous amount of health, or it's healing or something, but I'm not aware of it healing. Is it literally invincible? Maybe it's literally invincible. I know that is a setting you can enable on some RPG Maker enemies, is just invincibility. Something is not right. I don't see how this thing could possibly have this much health. I think this is, I don't think this thing is meant to be killed in this way. So here's what I'm gonna do. If I can't take it down before it kills me, then I'm just gonna accept the game over and wait until I can find a note about this thing to see how to actually properly beat it. No, I don't think it's supposed to... I don't think that it has massive health. I think it's just actually unkillable. Frozen Lich, I don't have a note about that. Okay. Well, we'll come back to that eventually. Okay, so... Queso means cheese. I have still not found anything that could potentially protect against environmental damage. So I'm assuming that that fire cave was actually just meant to be walked through. You know what? Let's do a more thorough check. Let's backtrack. Let's check every corner and just see if there's something we missed, because maybe there was, and if so, then that's on me. But if there is not something that protects against environmental damage, then I would strongly suggest removing the environmental damage from that cave. As nice a set piece as it is, that is telling players, don't go this way. You cannot go this way, you're not prepared enough. And if the item that you need to progress is inside that cave, that's not something you can be communicating to your players. You have to make sure that they are confident enough to go through that area. Especially if there is plans to make enemies a little bit more aggressive and chase the player, or make certain encounters unavoidable, that's not going to be a possible place to explore. So I don't know, I just so far, honestly, the thing about the monster names not being super clear right off the bat is it could just be attributed to me not paying close enough attention. so I'm not gonna judge too harshly for that. But the fact that there's an item that's barring progression inside a cave that, as the player, I feel like I'm not supposed to be in is not a great design choice, and I would definitely recommend reconsidering that. Or providing a relic to the player saying, hey, this thing protects against environmental damage, which maybe there is and we just haven't come across it, but if so, I mean, that's just it. We have not come across it, but I'm pretty sure we've explored everywhere there is to explore at this point. This was the cave where we found the glass shield. In fact, I'm almost certain that there's not going to be something in this area, because this is still the starting area. And we even talked about how, you know, the idea that the glass shield is a good solution for that one fox boss type enemy as like a tutorial boss, but having it, like one solution but a simple solution, but one that you still have to think about to implement. Like, it wouldn't really make sense if there was something here, so I'm almost certain it's not going to be there. And okay, now hold on. There is something. There's that chest there with the sun-bleached hat, but we can't take the sun-bleached hat, so I'm assuming that has nothing to do... I'm assuming that has nothing to do with what we need to do. I'm sure that thing will come in handy at some point, like there will be a use for that, but we haven't even come across Lucant yet. I can't remember the last time we actually saw her. Did she say she would meet us in a town of some kind? I don't think she did. Maybe she did? Let's find out. Where was that town? Is it here? Maybe Lucant is here and we just missed her or something. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, jeez, slow down, kid. Let's check this item shop, see what's in here. Yeah, we'll buy that. We don't have the recipe for the Crooked Saber yet, so we'll buy it for sure. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anywhere that Lucant would be, so I don't think she's... I don't think she's anywhere around here. I mean, I could see that maybe, okay, we were supposed to meet up with her, and then she, you know, tells us to go back and find that hat, and then the hat provides elemental, or, like, environmental resistance or something like that, and then that allows us to explore the fire cave, which then lets us find the great sword to defeat the chimes, and, you know, something along those lines or to that effect, but... if that is the case, have not seen it. Okay, let's take a look what we can upgrade. Okay, we actually have everything we need for the axe. So there's no reason not to, we might as well. Yeah, let's upgrade the axe. I'm pretty sure that its penalty was the lowered agility, so that's nice. I need a crystal conch, which I have one of, so I can see what dropped it. But I don't even know what this does yet. Crooked Saber, Crooked Crossguard. I don't have those yet, so I'm not sure what I'll need for that. Glass shards. Wait, did we already upgrade the glass shield? We must have. Or, wait. Hold on. Did we upgrade the glass shield? No. So why is it saying we don't have a glass shield? Down here, it's saying that we need a glass shield and we don't have one, but we do. Unless it... maybe because I have it equipped? Okay. Alright. Would be nice if it included your equipped stuff as well. But okay. I can try to find a... I know we upgraded the rusty ring. So, heavy polish. Oh, see, that's the other thing, is I'm going to need more essence. Oh, except I actually have tons. There, okay. Now we've got 5. Yeah, we can upgrade 5 new items. So, we could look at upgrading the dagger. We have that. We can look at upgrading the shield. The heavy shield. Haven't found wooden antlers yet, so maybe not. We don't have a crumpled hat. Cracked block, we don't have cracked metal. Tattered cloak, tattered patches we don't have. I don't think we have the cloak either, no. Bulky fur, barbaric fang. Awkward yarn, apparently we found that. And I know we have the headband, so yeah, that could be really good. Okay, so yeah, awkward yarn, glass shard, heavy polish, and crystal conch. Let's see what drops those. A land shark, okay. Sand rat, scorp, and a fey. Okay, so... Alright, we can find those things again if we really want to upgrade our stuff. I'm not actually overly concerned with the upgrades we can get for those things. I'd be more interested in something like the greatsword, because the curse for that lowers our hit rate. I would definitely like to find a way to offset that. Okay, well, I think we've pretty much explored everywhere that we can. So, let's go back over here and explore this new area. Again, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here, though, for the simple reason that I don't think I'm supposed to even have this greatsword right now. Frigid Liches mostly cast spells and are resistant to physical and magical damage, but are weak to status ailments. Is that it? Resistant to physical and magical damage, but I was doing good damage. I was dealing like hundreds of damage per hit. It just had a ridiculous amount of HP. But okay, status ailments, I guess I can try poison and see if that does something. Wait, you don't even have an adventure rank? How'd you make it this far west? By the way, Scout spotted a royal bones out here in the Shimmering Wasteland. Do take care. Okay. Must be the royal bones. Another potion. Crystal dagger turns your attack into a combo that will hit 3 times but massively lowers your attack. I don't really know what the use of that would be. I mean, maybe against something that has absolutely no defense and like really low health. Like maybe that Majesta could have potentially been something we could use that against, but we've already dealt with it, so not too worried. Okay, what do the royal bones do? I'm pretty sure we have a note for that. Yes. High physical defense and will constantly use high physical damage triple attack. Okay, so for that, we'll give ourselves more health with the shield and more defense with the cuirass. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can take this thing down. Wow, okay. When it said high physical defense, it wasn't kidding. But we at least are able to resist its attack with that combination. Here, let's try the Crooked Saber, see if that works. See if we can do poison instead. I don't know if we actually need to be able to inflict some damage to be able to apply poison. Although, to be honest, the amount of damage that this thing's dealing, we might not need the shield, which will lower our health, but it will give us our attack back. So let's try the Hulking Greatsword without the shield. Walk around with the glass shield for a bit to heal up. There we go. Okay, let's try it this way. Yeah. There we go. Now we can do some damage. And yeah, we are going to take quite a bit of damage ourselves, but not so much that we can't survive. Should be able to take one more hit, and then we can use a potion. And then it'll basically be 2 of our attacks to 1 of theirs. But I also have no idea how much health this thing has. I'm curious about that Frigid Lich. Like, we did tons of damage to it. Like, maybe we actually have to use poison to kill it, but that doesn't really make sense. Unless the poison does, like, a damage equivalent to a percentage of its health. Because if it does have like 10,000 health, but poison deals 10%, then it's like, well, yeah, our 100 damage from our sword isn't going to be nearly as effective as the 1,000 that would be done from poison. Just hypothetically. So we may go back to that Lich and try to take it on with the Crooked Saber to inflict some poison. Well, let's deal with this Whirlbones first. Nice, okay, got it. And we found an Exquisite Essence, that's nice. We will rest up. Should have taken that off before I rested. That is a little irritating when you equip the thing that lowers your health and now suddenly you're injured. And I know that you can't, that's just a limitation of the game design. There's not really much you can do about that. Oh. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to walk through the poison waters, but I can. It does hurt, but I don't know if that's supposed to be passable or not. I suspect not, but maybe. Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be passable. Oh, maybe it is. I'm looking at it and realizing that there's not really any way to avoid it. It doesn't hurt us too badly, though. I mean, considering how aggressively we were just walking through that without really any regard for our personal well-being. It's enough that you don't want to stay there, but not so bad that you can't tolerate it at least a little bit. Okay. So we've got some. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, I did not expect that. Recipe for. Nice. That's what I want. The recipe for the Hulking Greatsword. Okay, we can't go back now. Are we stuck here? Are we stuck? Oh, no. You actually just have to interact with it. Making that a touch event instead of a touch event instead of something requiring player interaction would be nice, because otherwise that would be fairly easy to miss. Let's see. Oh dear, where are we now? Okay. A hat. Crumpled hat. Okay. What does the crumpled hat do again? Lowers HP by 700, but vastly increases magical attack damage. Okay. Now, here's the only problem with that. So far, I think we've only found one item that gives us a magical attack, and it's not a very good one. I mean, it's okay for groups. That brittle axe gives us an area of effect magical attack, but it's really low powered from what I could tell. If we had something that was just a single hit, but more high powered magical attack, I feel like that would make that more viable. I don't know. That's my own personal thoughts. We have not seen much in the way of magical attack options. We have an area of effect magical attack, and then we have a blinding spell, and that's about it. Okay. I'm fairly certain we've discovered everything there is to discover in those areas. I think the only thing left to do is try to take on this Frigid Lich, so let's go with the Crooked Saber. Here, let's do this. We'll go Crooked Saber. Glass Shield, might as well. Let's see. Maybe even the off-putting... No. Let's go with the leather helm for now. And layered armor, sure. Yeah, Crooked Saber, Glass Shield. Let's try that combo. Uh-oh. I did not intend to fight these things. This was a strategy I wanted to use against the Lich. I'm honestly ridiculously sore right now, so I'm in a little bit of pain, but okay. I only have 1 MP. Is that the... Right, that's because of the saber. Okay. Alright, let's see what we can do. Okay. Inflicted poison. Oh, okay, yeah. So it does. It has a ridiculously high amount of HP, but the poison deals more than our sword ever could. So we may have actually been able to genuinely defeat this thing with that sword if we had enough potions and enough patience, but this is by far the preferred method. Now the other thing I'm wondering is, does an enemy actually have to be susceptible to poison to be inflicted with it, or is it a matter of I actually need to inflict damage to inflict poison? Because we tried that on a different boss and it didn't do anything. Should be able to take one more hit. So here's a thought. I cannot use magic because I have the saber equipped, so large potion. There we go. Got it. Okay. Yep, that's a sensible solution. Okay, no way around that barrel. Recipe for an off-putting diadem, okay. Ah, oh well. We do need to face some enemies to get some crafting items, so it's not a horrible idea to get into some more encounters now. Crooked crossguard, there we go. Okay, so yeah, that's, I think, what we need to... Oh, a tattered cloak. Do we have a note for that? Doesn't look like it. Well, let's experiment then. Tattered cloak. Slightly lowers defense, but not so much that it makes me think that's the curse. Although, maybe it is. No, I don't think so. It does seem to reduce our max MP a little bit. Doesn't give us any additional skills. Maybe that provides some environmental resistance, but if so, way too late. Way too late. This is something that would need to be found significantly earlier. Also, that is just a guess. I could be completely wrong about that. I mean, so far, I have no idea. Okay, now here's the next question. Where do I go? I think I've explored all there is to explore. So where do I go now? Wait a minute. Scream goes further north, just knocked the stuffing right out of my turkey. Okay. Was that person there the entire time? Yeah, I'm really not sure what to do next or where to go. Huh. Well, so far, this looks to be the only thing. You know what? I'm actually realizing I recognize this landscape. This is where the opening cutscene was. This is where that actual fight was taking place. So I wonder if that was in the past? I'm realizing that this is seemingly the only thing left that I have yet to fight. Will cast silence to prevent you from casting magic. Okay. Has high magic defense. But I can't hit it with physical stuff either, so I don't really think there's any reason to... Now, okay, if it has high magical defense, that doesn't mean that it has unbeatable magical defense. But if it silences me, then that's no good either. No, I don't think I'm ready to take that thing on yet. I don't have anything that prevents silence. Where's Rel? I miss Rel. She told me where to go. I also still have no idea what this tattered cloak does. So, you know what, let's try exploring that cave that we were at before. Maybe? Let's see what it does. If my guess was right... Okay, I've got the tattered cloak. Nope. Does not protect against environmental damage. Wait a second. No, okay. I was wondering, like, can I walk through lava? Because if so, then I can explore further into this cave. Although, I'm going to save, and I'm just going to actually take a bit more of a deep dive into here anyway, because I don't know where else to go, and I was kind of leaving this place in a bit of a hurry. Maybe there is more to this cave than what meets the eye. Doesn't look like it, though. And now we're one hit away from death, so we have to be careful. Nope, nothing that I can see. Okay, I'm curious. Yeah, I've only got 1 health. And, yeah, okay, so... I don't know if there's a better way to go through that cave, but the idea that it just drains your health to the point where 1 hit will kill you, and those slimes are ridiculously fast and will always outpace you, either there's a solution that I've completely overlooked, or that design maybe needs to be needs some rethinking. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm lost now. I don't really know where to go. I don't know what to do. Let's go back to the swamp. We didn't spend much time in there. Maybe there's another place we can go from that swamp. Wait, how do we get to the swamp again? Is it this way? Yes. Yeah, this leads to this part of the desert. Did we read this? No, we didn't. Tattered Cloak lowers your MP by 35. It makes you immune to silence. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm starting to get a picture. Yeah, we did explore this place. I think we've read that tablet. Yeah, we have. Oh, jeez. Just trying to get away. Okay, I have an idea. I don't know if I like it, but I do have an idea that I kind of want to try out now. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause for a second. I just need to check something, and then I'll be right back. And then I want to explore an idea. Okay, I'm back. So as I'm recording this, the dev actually replied to the video I just uploaded this morning, and I wasn't sure if there was anything there that might, in the comment that might point me in the right direction. But it actually sounds like it is a little bit deliberately aimless right now, just because there isn't a whole lot of the story developed up to this point, which is fine. I mean, again, it's still in development. I think I've pretty much hit all there is to do. But there is one thing that I want to try. And it's going to be ridiculous. Like, this is going to be... If the thing that I want to try actually works, I don't think it's supposed to, but maybe. First up, Tattered Cloak. I need tattered patches. Okay, I want to check something here. So, the Tattered Cloak prevents silence, but reduces our MP. The Cracked Locket reduces our magical attack, but restores our MP. The Crumpled Hat greatly increases our magical attack. Enough so that our magical attack is not actually totally crippled by that. But I have a better idea. Okay. Brittle Axe. Heavy Shield, maybe? That Cracked Locket feels... Now, okay, if I can upgrade it. So the shield, the hat, the cloak, and the locket. That's what I'm thinking. I want to upgrade the shield, the hat, the cloak, and the locket. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I don't know what just reduced my health by so much. Was it the Crumpled Hat? Yes, okay, that's what it is. Okay, the shield, heavy shield. I need heavy polish, okay. Crumpled Hat, we can actually do right now, that's perfect. The locket needs cracked metal. So, heavy polish, cracked metal, tattered patches. Okay, well I know where to get the heavy polish. And the rest, hopefully we can find quite easily. But I have an idea. This sounds stupid, but I'm gonna try to take on the final boss thing looking guy. Because I think with the right strategy it might be doable. Well, slimes definitely aren't going to be much of a threat. Well, they will be if I have no health. slimes are not what we're looking for. I need a rest spot. I'll just spend money. Yes. So... large potions. Okay. I'm thinking... Here's my thought. As many large potions as I can possibly carry. High magical attack. Lesser essence, greater essence. Is this always going to be the same thing? No! Okay, so they are randomized. I was not sure about that. I'm pretty sure these things drop the heavy polish. We just need one more. But yeah, okay, so the Reynold guy cannot be hit by physical attacks, has high magical defense, but if we can find something that buffs our magical attack, which we have with the hat, then we can use the one magical attack that we have with the brittle axe and the tattered cloak to prevent us from getting silenced. And the heavy shield will hopefully offset our penalty, the health penalty from the hat. And if we can mitigate some of the curses on them to make them even better, we may have enough to pull this off. I don't really know. But we need to get some of these drops. This is, I don't know what the drop rates are for these things, but, the other thing is I don't know what drops the cracked metal or the tattered rags. Tattered rags? Is that what it was called? Whatever it was. I'm suspecting probably in some of the places we haven't been yet. I'm fairly certain these little scorpion things drop the heavy polish though, and we only need one more. There we go, heavy polish. Perfect. Okay. So that's good. What's this? Oh, more scorps. Okay, we don't need to worry about them. We'll just cruise through these guys nice and quick. Let's maybe check some of like the palace type areas to see if we can find more enemies that maybe have different types of drops. Yeah, we don't have anything we need for those. Hold on. Heavy polish. The axe is upgraded. The hat is upgraded. So it's the locket and the cloak left. Oh, and the shield as well. I can't remember what everything we need is. Tattered rags. Hold on. The axe is upgraded. So is the hat. The shield, I think, requires the polish. So now we need the locket. Right, which is the cracked metal. And then the rags for the cloak. I'm not sure where to look for those things. Now this is maybe why it would have been a good idea to fight more enemies as we were going along. But I didn't know what we would need. It's my own fault. I deliberately avoided the enemies. I just had a thought. Wasn't there a guy that actually sold monster parts? Now, granted, that was for a lot of Aurum, which we just spent a bunch on potions, so... Okay. Well, let's do a little bit more experimentation, a little bit more exploring, see if we can find what we need for this. I've got a lot more time today, so we can go a little bit longer than we normally would. At this point, I think we just kind of need to fight whatever comes across our path in the hope that maybe it drops what we need. I have a feeling that this particular enemy is not going to drop cracked metal or tattered rags. Is it all Fae? Nope. Okay. Jeez, those things are vicious. Okay. Thinking I'm in the wrong place. I might die right away, so let's, yeah, I'm probably gonna die. Yeah, I'm gonna die now. Oh well. Make our way out of here. I don't think this is where I need to be. Rest. Oh, excuse me. Is there anywhere else we can go where we might potentially find what we're looking for? That's the way to the village. That's not the right way. Let's try... over by the swamp. Maybe actually just in this area here? Oh, what's this? I don't know. This might be the right area. Okay, I don't know. Vossets. Barbaric Fang, okay. Maybe up here? Let's see what the enemies in this place give us. Cave bats, jeez. I can probably just run from those things. I honestly probably don't need to fight them. I don't think I found out what these things drop, so... Definitely take these guys on. Okay, nope. Can I just tear up this thing? No? Okay. No, not gonna fight cave bats. Okay, glass shield. I need to find some way to keep my health topped up while I'm going around like this. No, I don't think the wisps are anything to do with what we're looking for. Okay, well, while I go through this, I'll kind of give my final thoughts on the game, because I'm pretty sure this is as far as there is to discover in the game. I don't really think there's much else left for us to do. Story is fairly light right now. There's just not really a lot of direction at this point. But because this is still, from what I can tell, somewhat early in development, at least to an extent, not going to judge that too harshly. It would be nice to have a little bit more direction, a little more guidance on where to go. But I also don't even know if we're supposed to be here. We might have actually already gone further than we were ever supposed to find. I do like some of the characters that we've come across. Now, we haven't really seen much of them, but I do want to see more of them. So, for example, Lewis and Rel, I think, are really good characters. Lucant seems pretty interesting as well. Reynault and Artier haven't really seen enough, but they seem a little cliche, so, you know, not going to judge too heavily there, but what I have seen, I like, and I want to see more of. The world building and the lore seems decent. You know, it's competent and fitting for this type of a game. Combat is a little lackluster for the random encounters. It might be a little bit more engaging if we actually were forced to face more enemies, but then as well, most of these we can just kind of mash through attack. Assuming we have the right equipment. However, let's talk about that, the relic system. I think it's got... I do think it's got a lot of potential. I think that the relic system is it's a nice touch. It's something that I haven't really seen a lot of in other games, where it's like you really actually have to carefully think about how to gear up your characters. And honestly, this inspires me to make some changes to my own game, Thrall. Because a lot of the encounters in my own game play out mostly the same way. Some enemies have different abilities where, like, okay, slimes can combine together, and you know, the gnomes can turn into boulders that resist all physical damage, and they regenerate health. The vampires regenerate health, and they have access to, you know, higher quality weapons and things like that. But for the most part, most enemies and encounters play out the same way. If I had, for example, let's say, an enemy type that was more focused on hit rate, then it's like, okay, I could even have that be like a theme of a dungeon, where it's like all the enemies in this dungeon are incredibly accurate. So focusing on your evasion for your equipment is probably not going to really pay off. It's not really going to be worthwhile. You're better to focus on your defense and your resistance. Or something where it's like, okay, the enemies in this dungeon are actually really inaccurate, but they hit really, really hard. So, or they even just straight up ignore your defense. So it's like, okay, having high defense equipped armors probably isn't going to be as important as, say, high evasion. You know, things like that. Finding ways to expand on encounters and change the... Yeah, none of this is what I needed. Finding ways to expand on certain encounters by, you know, having specializations, and then forcing that to be a measuring stick with which you equip your characters with better armors, I think that could really play into the loot system that Thrall implements. So the relic system here is actually innovative enough and creative enough that it's inspiring me to make changes in my own game. And I think yeah, I think there's a lot of promise here, and I definitely want to see more of this. At the same time, I do really want to see more of this, by which I mean, like, I actually want to see more relics earlier on that maybe make a little bit more sense in the context of what we're dealing with. For example, it would be really nice if there was a relic that gave us protection against environmental damage so we could find this hulking greatsword. I don't think there was any legitimate way of finding it without kind of cheesing it the way that we did. So that's a little bit frustrating. Okay, jeez. We've got to find something that drops what we're looking for. I don't know... Yeah. As well, a relic that provides maybe like a single hit powerful magical attack instead of just one that offers kind of a weaker area of effect attack. You know, relics like that would really kind of flesh out the system a little bit more, I think would be a nice way to go. But I don't necessarily have any complaints about... Wait a second. For a second I thought I could maybe climb that vine. I guess not. Yeah, I don't necessarily think there's anything in particular about what I've seen so far that disappoints me about the relic system, except for just, yeah, it would be nice to have even more to it. I think that there's a ton of potential, and I want to see that fleshed out even more, and really lean into it. You know, I think that that is the #1 strength of this game, is the potential depth to the relics. And then as well, yeah, just treating every boss almost like a puzzle to be solved, rather than rather than just a boss to be beaten, but like a puzzle to be solved. Like, for example, that Lich. We probably could have just brute forced our way through it, but there was definitely a more preferred solution. And I appreciate that, and I think that's a good way to go. But having more solutions, you know, definitely having some that are just not going to be viable at all, but having more than just one solution. Like, for example, with those chimes, it feels like the only solution was finding this greatsword, which I don't think we're supposed to have right now. But it would have been nice if there was an alternative solution of, like, well, maybe you could use a magical attack instead. But from what I recall, and I can't test it now because it's, we've defeated them all, but those chimes didn't take much damage. I can't remember if I actually did use the brittle axe. I don't think I think I did once. And it didn't do anywhere close to what I thought would be enough damage. Yeah. So yeah, having more alternative solutions to some of the bosses without necessarily making them too easy either would be nice. And yeah, more options for magical attacks, more options for exploration, like something that does protect against environmental damage. That kind of stuff I think would be really nice. Okay, we've got to find something here that gives us what we're looking for. Like, where is this? We're gonna get slaughtered against these things. I don't actually think I'm gonna... Well, I'm dead. Jeez, I don't... Okay. When was my last save? Okay. I still have those potions, right? Yeah, I do. Okay, so we pretty much left off. We haven't actually accomplished anything since finding that, Okay, you know what? Forget it. I'm not gonna bother trying to upgrade all this stuff. I'm gonna upgrade one or two things. There's a few things that I don't care enough to have to grind to find the one thing that drops the one thing that I need. Instead, I'm just gonna go upgrade what I can and give it my best shot and see if we can even make a dent. Because I'll be honest, I don't even think it is possible to beat that boss, and if it is, I don't think it's intentional for us to be able to. But I want to try. I want to see what we're capable of. And if it turns out that it isn't possible, then I don't want to waste a bunch of time looking for resources that we're not going to be able to find. Heavy shield, there it is. Okay. So now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with the brittle axe, the heavy shield, the crumpled hat, the tattered cloak, and the cracked locket. Cracked locket is the one thing that I actually really do want to upgrade, because I feel like it's the... I think we are going to need that increased magical attack, but I have no idea what drops the metal. We don't have any, so I can't look it up. And... I don't know. I really don't want to spend a bunch of time looking for something that may not actually even be in the game. So we're just going to give this our best shot. See what we can do. Okay, I gotta remember how to get to where we're trying to go. This way, I think? Yes, okay. Let's see what we can do. I'm almost certain this is gonna be like an immediate fail, but we will see. We're about as prepared as we can be, so I'll even do this. There. And, yep. Give it our best shot. Well, we can hurt him. He doesn't... hit us too badly. No, we can survive. Maybe with enough potions, we'll be able to do enough to take him out. Also, I have no idea how much health this guy's got, so it could just be a complete disaster. I think it's time for a potion. Yeah, he's not hurting us too badly there. And if we constantly regenerate MP, then this just becomes a matter of, okay, who's gonna run out first? Am I gonna run out of potions, or is he gonna run out of health? Wow. Okay, we got him. Dev note, congratulations for beating the final boss of the demo. Sweet. Okay, I don't know if that was supposed to be the intended way of beating him, but we got it. And I'm suspecting that's all there is. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so I think we're gonna end it there then. Did I? Hold on. Did I press the wrong button? Give me a second. I did too. I accidentally pressed it. Oh. Interesting. There's mouse capabilities. No, I accidentally pressed a button to start streaming, and fortunately it didn't actually do that, but that would have been that would have been funny if I just started streaming right now in the middle of a recording. But no, I think that's pretty much all there is to see. I don't think there's anything else left to do. We even got a note from the dev saying congrats on beating the final boss, so I think that'll about sum it up. So yeah, all in all, I think the systems in this game have a lot of potential. Obviously, there's a lot that's placeholder. There's a lot that still needs work. I don't know how much of the game choices that we've come across so far are intentional and how much are still somewhat experimental. But you know what? I look forward to seeing more of this game. I sincerely hope that Plexi continues working on this game and sees it through to completion, because there's a lot about this game that I think would be really, really fun to engage with in a more finished state. So, with that, I think we're going to end it here. I kind of just want to stop at this town again, now that we've defeated the Dark Overlord of the entire world. And it doesn't look like... It would be cool if there was, like, Reynolds appears and he's like, you defeated my old nemesis, congratulations, but no. Didn't expect that. So, yeah, I think we're going to leave it here. Yeah, a lot of potential. I think that there's a lot that... yeah, I look forward to seeing this game in a more finished state. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm not gonna sugarcoat and say that, oh yeah, it's good enough as it is. No, there's work that needs to be done. But I think if given the right amount of time and attention, really polishing the rougher edges and fully fleshing out the strengths of this game, I think that we could see something really, really cool here. So, best of luck to Plexicrafts. I think that, you know, you're onto something here, but, yeah, just keep plugging away at it, keep getting feedback, keep learning, and I look forward to seeing what you do next. So, we'll leave it there, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time with the new game. We'll see if we can either start up a new project. There's a couple games that I have lined up that I could maybe try playing, or maybe we'll just take a break, and I may just actually do some game dev stuff instead. So, with that, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.